Alright, that's highest version recorded from the
Hello,
Sony
everyone.
Music.
Welcome to the Football Amigo Show. It's your boy Mide. Welcome to our Games 32 predictions from the Premier League. Of course, we have our household amigos here, Ayo and Sam. How you all doing today?
Great, great, great. Ready to talk
Back.
football.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's jump straight to it, amigos. Like and subscribe. Let us know your predictions for the next Premier League fixtures round of games. First, we have Arsenal versus Brentford to talk about on Saturday. And of course, both games, Liverpool, West Ham, Newcastle versus Man United, will be on Sunday. The Newcastle Man United game being the last game of the week. Looking forward to those games, but let's jump right into it with predictions. Of course, amigo Ayo, we'll start with you. Arsenal, Brentford. I think Arsenal is going to beat Brentford. Personally, they haven't been playing as well as I thought they would play. I can personally see a 2-0 win for Arsenal. Your thoughts on this one?
I hope so. I can also see Brentford either beating us by a go to nil, or even getting a draw. Um, Defensively, we are catered to handle a high press, pushing our players high into the opponent's half. And without Gabriel, it doesn't quite work as well in terms of dynamics. We can't take the amount of risks that we normally do to make it work. And on the other end, we're scoring goals. Marino has scored, I think, 6 goals in the Premier League so far, more than I think more than Hoyland at this point. Probably more than Hoyland and Xerxes combined. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
hey,
so
shots fired. Add newness to that. Add newness to that.
I
I had
think
to. I'm sorry.
Nunez might push the bar up, but individually, I think he scored more goals than all three of them. Yeah. But yeah, that's neither that. But we're not scoring. We're not scoring as many goals as we know we can. And so the idea that we can, build some distance, score enough goals to guarantee ourselves a win in that game, I don't think is quite there. Because Brentford, they're struggling, but they do a lot of things well. They counter really well. They have really willing runners that can be destabilizing. I think Wisa is a great player. And Buemo is a very reliable and intelligent and very effective striker, and then defensively they can be very resolute, so and really hard to break down. So it's a game that I think, on paper we could win, but I don't necessarily think there's a guarantee. My prediction for the game would be probably a 2-1. I think we can do 2-1, but I'm not sure we can keep them at bay for 90 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting game for sure. Sam, before you give your predictions, would you literally pick Brian Mbeumo and put him into a Liverpool team?
A lot of analysts have said that a good replacement for Salah, but I don't think so. I don't think he's fast enough. He's to be honest, his output is very good for his team. But when you put a player like that in Liverpool, I just think I don't see it. I would rather pull somebody from our system, even as bad as it is, as young as Elliot is. I'll put him in that position, let him get comfortable in that position. It won't do a lot of scoring like Salah, but it will provide a lot more crosses, a lot more passes as we get into the boxes. So no,
Interesting. Before we come back to you, Sam, Ayo, you had the same mindset or the same answer as Sam.
Yeah, I don't I think Umbuemo is playing at his ceiling right now, and I personally don't think that's enough for what Liverpool is looking for. Funny enough, the Marmoush guy, he's going to be a problem. I've not seen a good striker of the ball. How just his ability to get things on target so regularly, like it's such with Venom, like he would have been perfect for what Liverpool was looking for. And you were right when you called it midday. But now I think they need someone that is dynamic on the right, someone who can go inside and outside. Pace is important and strength is important. But Mbeumo has strength. I just don't think his pace clears that bar. I don't think his take-ons clears the bar because you want Liverpool like to isolate. and what's it called, and beat repeatedly. And so I'm not quite sure his profile is quite right. I can't tell you on the top of my head who that player is. I'm not even sure that player exists. Uh, on the right, I think they might need to go more traditional. I really do think Isak will be perfect through the center, and then their wingers can be more traditional. Because Luis Diaz, I believe, still has a ton of quality and a lot to offer. Maybe just not in that role that a Mane or a Salah would have gotten you, that 30 goals a season with just aggression. I don't quite think Luis Diaz is that. Same with Gapo. Same with Jota, where it's like I can see 10 to 15. I just can't see that jump. And so if there's someone in that center operating that can give you the dynamism and the link up play, but still get you that extra goals that you will lose when Mo Salah, if he leaves the season, goes, then I think Liverpool will be fine. But I really don't think there's a winger. Mbeumo is the right person, nor can I really think of a winger that would recreate that potency.
Mhm. No, fair points. Sam, we'll come back to you. Predictions from that game.
And I think Arsenal is going to come out winning, probably 1-0, like you guys said. Brentford is struggling, but not a team that you just want to brush off the list, right? And of course, Arsenal has got their own weaknesses right now, but it's probably going to be a draw, but most likely, I'm going for a win for Arsenal 1-0. But what do I want? I definitely want Brentford to win them, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Sam, me and you both. Oh yeah, moving on. Amigos, like and subscribe. Let us know your predictions on both for that game, Arsenal versus Brentford. We'll move on to Liverpool versus West Ham. Liverpool playing at home at Anfield as well. I believe they are playing on Saturday also. Gonna be interesting. I can see Liverpool bouncing back. West Ham have been playing well. They are actually doing a lot of good things with the ball. Having their new coach and the style of play that he wants to show, it looks like they're responding to that very well. But I also feel like Liverpool are going to flex their muscles and want to get back to winning ways, and might be one of those games where Liverpool just come across in a 3-0, 3-1 win. Sam, we'll start with you. Your predictions from that game.
Yeah, it's the game is going to be on a Sunday. I feel like Liverpool has now been fortunate with Sunday games lately. But it's just how you play the game, not when you play the game. Honestly, however, coming up against West Ham, like you rightly said, was he Brian or what's his first name? Porter. Porter is a good coach. I think he's got a points to prove. Jared Bowen, I think he's improving. I don't want to think there's just Liverpool just gonna find a rebound or bounce back up easily. I'm seeing the same problem that's got a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. The only saving grace or saving opportunity we'll have that'll get us that win is we playing at Anfield against a Western team that's not done well when it comes to away results. However, uh, it's not. It really we don't have a lot. We don't have anything to compete for other than the Premier League right now. So I'm thinking there will be some change of legs in that game so that we can actually see what the next season will look like, and also just give these players some rest, bring some new creativity, and this will be a good opportunity to bring in Kaiser. Um, but yeah, I don't see us winning 3-0 midday, honestly. I don't see the 3-0 with the setup that we have now. Um, yeah,
Really? I was thinking 3-1, but okay. Okay. Sam, Ayo, you seem to think otherwise.
I think it'll be a commanding victory. I'm really not sure what West Ham have to offer. It would take I don't think Liverpool is a team to capitulate in this point in time. Like you can see a drop in performance due to fatigue. I think the fact that they're out of tournament is a blessing in disguise because they can manage that a little bit better. And then in terms of their median performance, I think that that is a bar that's too high for a team like West Ham. I really do see that as a commanding victory, 3-0, 3-1 maybe, but more like 3-0 really. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm. I also feel, as annoying as it is, Liverpool might show why they might be crown champions in terms of the gears that they can go through. And I feel like this is one of those situations where they will go with all guns blazing game against West Ham, and I think it's going to be a 3-1 win, personally. Amigos, let us know your thoughts on that, predictions of that game from Liverpool and West Ham perspective, or we might all three be completely, well, Sam and I might be completely wrong, and Sam might be right, and it might be a 2-2 game. So again, it'll be a fun conversation for us in terms of reactions. One more game from a Sunday perspective. Newcastle is playing Manchester United. Of course, it's one of those games where we are playing away to Newcastle. It's going to be a cagey game. Newcastle's playing at the top of their game right now, especially after winning a cup from a League Cup perspective. They are showing us that they have the ability to play at any level and adjust to that level and still get a win. I don't know what's going to happen with Isak and our defense. We have to have a game plan for Murphy and Barnes because if or Livermento or Hall, because if you get that ball from the outside wing play to Isaac, we'll be in trouble. And by the way, it's not just from a wing perspective. You have to watch players like Joe Linton and also Guimares. And again, especially watching as a coach, I saw their game. I've been watching their last three games consistently just to see why they've improved. And oh boy, they not only do they attack from the outsides, they can also hurt you from the middle. And the way they switch that ball from left to middle to right, it's impressive. It really is. It really is impressive. And when they lose the ball, the ability to get behind the ball within the space of 4 seconds is frightening and something that I've actually picked up to coach my teams now moving forward. Well coached team, very well coached team, and I'm not surprised they're where they are today from a performance standpoint. 1-0 in our favor, which I highly doubt will be the case. Or it might be a 2-1 loss from a United standpoint, but I always stand by my team. I don't see a 1-0, but it might. I just hope it's one of those games where they miss so many chances and we get one close to the end of the game and we just sit back. But I don't see it. I will start with you. Your predictions for that
Yeah,
game.
it's Newcastle might be the worst team Man United could play in the Premier League right now. Like specifically them. A lot of things that Man United like to do well. They handle transitions very well. They have really good ball carriers who can carry the ball. Think Dallo, think Garnacho, and moving with pace. Unfortunately, Newcastle can meet that and then some. They got pace to burn in the midfield because we're forgetting Tonali, who's just a brilliant orchestrator. I think on par, maybe not on par, but at an approximate level to Des right now. So, and then you have Joe Linton and Guy Myers, who are just physical units. Joe Linton specifically, all the breakaways that Man City can handle. I think Joe Linton alone can handle all of them. I'm not to like gas him up. And then up front, I think Isak is it doesn't take much for him to hurt you because even if he's not going to hurt you with the goals, he will hurt you with the play. When you're trying to, he'll receive the ball, he'll control it, he'll lay it up. He'll do that.
It's his consistency for me that's
Yeah,
scary.
and so I just don't. I mean, and it's Newcastle. I mean, I can count on my fingers worst places to go, and they're right, probably at the top. I don't know a worse. Maybe Liverpool might be a worse place to go technically, but Newcastle is a really hard place. So you combine those two things together, it doesn't look like it's going to be pretty. However, everything is a learning opportunity. Everything is a sense to once you clear one bar, you want to give them another thing to challenge to see how they cope with it and whether they can go for. So I think it's going to be a learning experience for Man United, and I predict something in the lines of 2-0 to maybe even 3-1 or 4-1.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch that game not just as a fan, but I'm gonna watch the game as a coach and just learn so that I don't feel the heartache from the
It'll be an
results.
academic
So
endeavor.
exactly, I have a course for 90
Academic
minutes.
purposes.
Sam, your predictions.
Oh my god.
Midday
Nah,
will be
I
auditing. Midday will be auditing the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we'll keep it at that. Sam, your predictions from that
yeah, you
game.
guys are both correct. This will be a different game from the Man City game. As a matter of fact, if you take Isak away, just like Man City didn't have Erling Haaland, it is still a difficult game to play for Man United. You are right, Ayo. Honestly, after Everton, the team that I dislike the most, that gives me headache, is Newcastle.
That's a good,
Even
good shout out. Good shout out.
before the Warners recently, man, I like Newcastle, by the way. Back in the days, Newcastle used to be like my after Liverpool, I would go
Mm.
for Newcastle. I would go for Man United, out of the fact that okay, I don't know why they were doing good, whatever. Uh but now I just cannot stand them. They're like pests, man. Like Everton and Newcastle. Yeah, you mentioned Joe Linton, ruthless player, very good guy though. Man, I just can't stand them. So Man United is coming up against a really, really strong team and a very dynamic team. Yeah, they can halt you in the middle, but they would get the ball started from the wing and they would get it to Isak and kill the game. Uh, so it's going to be difficult. However, I also don't want to dismiss the improvement that we're seeing in Man United. If United is scoring, if they are on target, we'll be talking about a different United right now from the score line because the score lines are going to cover some of the other things that could be improved, right? So if United can find a way to score, I don't see United uh, not tying the game with Newcastle. Newcastle is going to score. The question is, who is going to score for United, right? Like,
That throws my prediction out of the window. Thanks, Sam.
yeah, I mean, it could turn out to be a Chelsea against whoever they play last that they cannot score to save their life. For Newcastle, I can't remember who they played. That they played 0-0.
Who did they play? Yeah, I can't remember either, but it was a very boring game.
Oh my goodness, we got to check it out.
I know. Now I'm very curious to see who that
Oh
I think
team
it
yeah,
was.
was because
Brentford.
actually
They
Mhm.
played Brentford. So
it was Brentford. Yeah, yeah.
so if Borino from Arsenal can score against, if he get his scoring boots back on, maybe Arsenal has higher chance going against Brentford. But taking it back to United, honestly, if United can find a guy that will score, United can win this game. If they can drag it, just like they did a pretty good job closing down, choking Man City. If they can choke it and they find one guy that can score, maybe Zersky is going to come back and be the legend of that. But on paper, Newcastle is going to win this game. They're going to win it so big, like 3-0, 2-0. But if United are disciplined, I think they can come out with a draw.
Yeah, I think Man United would really have to avoid the transition game completely. They have to do what. You remember what they did to
Hmm.
Chelsea? I
Hmm.
think when they drew, it was a very professional performance. It was a nil-nil where
Yes,
where you
yes,
prioritize being
yes.
compact. You prioritize like marshalling that low block over like forays, and then I mean, surely the
Hmm.
chance may present itself, but I think that's going to be the kind of game because
Hmm.
you don't want to go blow for blow. You definitely don't want to.
No,
You,
no,
you can't
no.
approach the game the way. they did with Man City or even Arsenal, like you have to really show a lot of deference because that's that direct play that gets the ball into your net in the least amount of actions. Newcastle are very adept at that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there, and it's not just how they play; it's also their desire and tenacity on the ball. They will players like Murphy. People don't talk about them that much, but they're critical to the reasons why they do so well. And when you have Barnes that shoots on target out of 5 times, maybe four, that's scary from an Onana standpoint, right? So it's I mean, I'm already having sleepless nights just thinking about how that game's going to play out. But then again, like you said, if United has a way of just frustrating them, and 5 minutes to the end of the game, they find a winner and just sit back, maybe I might be dancing around for the Amigos, dancing around the room, being excited by that result. And trust me, Amigo, if that happens, I will dance.
I
I
was about to
promise
say
you,
that's a
I will
challenge
dance to
now. We
that.
should be expecting that. United win,
Yes, if we win that game, I will
yeah,
dance. I
and you don't
promise you
get to pick
that.
your dance. We'll
But
pick for you.
oh my
Go
gosh,
get go get
maybe I should never
DJ
open
doing the
that.
Amapiano or something. Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have opened that door. But no, very interesting week that's coming up. Amigos, like, share, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about that game. It's going to be a very fun week of football. I'm glad the international games are going to take us, a sit back till September. It's full on club soccer, not just from a Premier League standpoint, but you also have the Champions League. You have the FA Cup as well. And then, of course, you have the FIFA World Cup as well too coming in the summer. So lots of games, lots of games. It'll be interesting to see how those play out. But amigos, thank you so much for your time today. Like, share, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about those predictions. And stay safe. We will see you all soon in the next content. Stay positive, guys.
See ya.
See you, amigos.